Someone that seems to have kind of found his groove though is this guy Boogie. Tell me about Boogie, because I wasn't familiar with him until this album.
Yeah, I first heard Boogie, and I want to say it was 2015. Uh, just saw a blog post or something that said like new artists to watch, and I don't often uh, check all the artists I see. There's just so many, but I started checking him out, and he had this song called "Oh My," which I really liked, and kind of I think it was on his mixtape called "The Reach." Yeah, so 2014, I want to say. So yeah, I was like, all right, this guy's cool. This guy's new. Let's see what happens. And like, it was just quiet from there for me. And he dropped a few projects since then, but I didn't really get much attention. Didn't get my attention. And then a few years ago, he signed signed Eminem, and I was like, interesting choice because he's a West Coast guy. Um, you know, not the first idea I would think to sign the guy from Detroit. Also, as a young artist, we can count on one hand how many artists Eminem has really helped that he signed. It's not many. What happened to John Connor? Even guys that signed the Dre usually have troubles. But yeah, being on Shady Records and Interscope, I thought it was a little questionable. But he comes back with this new album, Everything's for Sale, or his major label debut anyway, and definitely a different artist than when I first met, but definitely someone who's seemingly got a little wiser, definitely came into his own a little bit, and is definitely bringing stuff on this. Now he reminds me of I want to say Buddy, another West Coast rapper who dropped a good album last year. But I was a big fan of this. I thought he definitely exceeded my expectations, to put it simply. But what was your take for someone who you had really no preconceived notion of?
Yeah, at first, I mean, this is going to show my ignorance. I was like, is this just a Boogie? Like,
Yeah,
am I listening to an A Boogie album? But nah, when I turned this on, I was really surprised. It's got these people dressed all in red, carrying a casket on the cover. I was kind of like, what am I going into here? And this actually blew me away. I texted you saying that if I had to guess where Dreezy and Boogie are from, I probably would have guessed opposites, because I feel like Boogie really has a lot more of a Chicago sound.
Sure.
A lot more jazz, soul influence on this album, and it's produced really, really well. And it flows together great. It's introspective. It got a lot of songs that talk about feeling unsure about yourself, feeling dealing with loss, dealing with insecurities. I think it's really not only a meaningful album, but it's well produced. It's an interesting listen, and there's a bunch of songs that I wrote down as songs that I want to come back to. Yeah, I was blown away. Boogie superseded my expectations and then some. Did you love this album as much as I did?
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I thought Silent Ride was pretty dope. I liked towards the end, I really liked Self-Destruction. That was one of the lead singles, but I thought that was a nice play on mainstream stuff that's popular but not actually appealing, the Zans and all that stuff. He's not the first guy to do this, of course, but I think if you can comment on that and explain or show why that's not how you move on a song that's still good, sounds nice, and it was enjoyable without the lyrics, that's an impressive feat. I think that's what he does in Self-Destruction. And then I thought the song with JID, Soho, really tight 2-minute song that also is quite lyrically dense if you want to listen to it, and has like that switch up at the end. That song really impressed me. I mean, I have some thoughts on the Eminem feature, of course, but I think there's not a lot of features. And when Boogie is by himself, I think he definitely holds his own. And yeah, I agree. I think the jazz rap is more unique to Chicago for sure. But frankly, if this is what you're going to make, signing to Shady makes something. I mean, he sounds like he could be on TDE right now. Speaking of West Coast artists, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the Self-Destruction jumped out to me. LOL Shake My Head interlude, I thought, was one that really stood out to me. It has like a great switch up where the drums come in. It's like it goes from being this like softer song to a little bit more intense. Yeah, the Soho with JID I thought was awesome, and I thought JID was fucking great on that song. I was just really impressed. I don't think there's many bad songs on this. I mean, it's only 37 minutes. I think there's 14 tracks, something like that. So It's not a long listen. Give me all your thoughts on the Eminem feature though.
Well, here's the thing: if you're signed to Eminem, you should have an Eminem feature. That's fair.
Sure.
He should at least do that. It's kind of like you're signed to Dreamville. Cole should give you a feature, and he usually does. So I was like, hey, you should have an Eminem feature. Fine. The problem is getting Eminem to do anything for you these days requires Eminem to needlessly complain about how everyone treats him and talks about him and doesn't like him now. It's just so tired. And I just don't want to hear it from him. Hone your craft, bring a new idea to the table. You're a smart guy. Stop bitching. I'm just tired of hearing it.
Oh, shit.
And frankly, that's not what Boogie's song was about. And you just took a headline away from him. I thought that was pretty whack.
Yo, I'm just waiting for Eminem to write the next diss verse about you, dog. You just told me to stop bitching.
Like legitimate outlets that write reviews of his albums that are critical because their last albums have justly earned criticism. His PR team and his management don't play nice with those outlets now because of unfavorable coverage. Like it's so weak and it's so childish. I'm just so tired of it. But get it out of your art, man. You can bring more to the table still, I hope. Please do that.
Not playing nice with a media outlet that talks about you a way you don't want to be talked about. No, I think we both agree. 3 of the 4 albums we talked about are really strong, and even all 4 I think are good. So strong week for music. We've gotten off to a pretty hot start in 2019 with some really good projects that have dropped so far.